they've walked one right around the back of the forefoot. They're going to try and get something around again and a little in front of their shot stone.
Other teams that are in with these teams, like Joe said, BC's 4-0, Saskatchewan, and their former champion in 2014, a lot of the returning players, they're 4-0 in this pool. Ontario's 3-1, New Brunswick 2-3, Northern Ontario 1-3. They've had some tough losses.
Yes.
Northern Ontario, Newfoundland, Labrador 1-3, and Territories 0-5. And Northern Ontario could just as easily be 3-1. They were up 7-4 over Saskatchewan, and Saskatchewan scored 4 in the 8th end to lose 8-7. And then last night we had the Battle of Ontario. We broadcast on our feature sheet, and they were up 3-0 and end up losing 7-3.
Oh.
And Ontario scored 1 in the 4th, went on break. Stole two in the 6th, in the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Oh, yeah. Well, once you get a little behind, you start having to leave lots of rocks in play, and you're definitely trying to play a little more offense, and then you're susceptible to in our game right now, we have 4 rocks out in front, and BC has a great chance now with those guards being overlapped if they can get one down and in front of the stone. Big time advantage to Team BC.
In Pool A, in the other section for the Manitoba is 4-0. It's Nova Scotia 4-1. Quebec, Alberta, and Prince Edward Island all 2-2. And Yukon 1-3, and Nunavik is 0-5. The first place team in each pool will get a bye into the semis, which goes tomorrow evening at 6:30. So that's a huge break.
Yes.
And the second and third place teams will cross over in a quarterfinal at 1:30. If there is any tiebreakers that need to happen, and I got a feeling there will be.
Yeah, looks like a chance on that side of things.
Yeah, they will go tomorrow morning at 8:30, and I know my camera crew is real excited with that possibility. You can't believe how much they're hoping for no tiebreakers. But and it's a cold, crisp morning here in Miramichi. The sun is out, but when you walk on the snow, it squeaks.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's cold.
Yes,
minus 14.
Yeah, and minus 25 wind chill. So
Yeah,
everybody's hoping for a good stiff breeze.
Yeah, beauty. That's a beauty. So make sure we're parking our cars in the sunshine, so it's somewhat warm when we get into it.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing like a little bit of breeze to make you guys get up and take notice. So we have 2 rocks in the back 4. Newfoundland is shot, and BC is trying to just warp one in there. There's great movement in the ice here. If you throw the right weight, the right handle, you're going to get almost 5.5 feet of curl on most of these sheets out here, going pretty much both ways. So the ice is nice and keen. There's all kinds of movement, and the handle you put on the rock, because the rock's in the sharp, is affecting the curl. So a good positive handle, you kind of predict the curl. What we call a lazy or slow handle, you're going to see the rock just cut right across the sheet. So Newfoundland has a chance to. BC is accomplishing what they wanted. They're really tightening down the scoring area, and their shot stone. So Newfoundland's just trying to get another one in there, get on top of the BC stone. You always say, the guys walking along, throwing the rock, you kind of love to see the rushes down, because you know the race people are getting a little bit now. Nice throw by Neil Power. And Newfoundland's now line 2.
And both teams had a chance to talk to them today, and they want to wish, thanking all the support from their clubs and their family and friends. If you're tuning in this morning, I know both teams appreciate it, and we're so happy with Vibe TV1, Bell, to be bringing you this broadcast, and the great support of the volunteer group here. We have 2 feature sheets going on sheet 5, we have another camera on there, and we're here on sheet 2, and Joe and I throughout the day will be letting you up to date on what's happening this morning on the other sheets,
Yeah,
with the scores and whatnot.
Yeah, we'll let you know what's going on and try and keep you abreast of the standings. So by the end of tonight, 9 o'clock tonight, we'll know what's going to happen and whether everybody's going to have a real early morning on Friday.
Yeah.
People will be getting up for their curling, and a few will be getting up for those Black Friday specials.
Yeah. And I'm going to have a chance to have a little chat with Sean Ingersoll, and Sean is the president of the club here, but and he's also chairman of this event. So we'll have an interview with Sean after the break, after the 4th end break. And if you're tuning in for the first time, these are 8 end games.
Yes, this is club play. All these teams have qualified through club play, and they play 8 end games in the club. So that's what they're doing here, and it's also what we had play in this competition is what we call the 4-rock rule, and all these teams have qualified through the 4-rock rule. Most competitive games are going to the 5-rock rule this year. And with that intern side of the sheet completely closed off, we see that BC is going to try and come around the other side of the skips rocks now, and Tanaka is throwing the skip stones for BC. Cody.
We got lots of rocks in play.
Oh.
It worked out very well for me yesterday overall. Like the teams that had like red in their uniform jackets, they had the red rocks. And the team that had yellow, like Alberta and Manitoba, they had the yellow rocks. So it was really good. But it's not working out that way today. So we have beautiful blue and yellow colors for BC, but they're red.
Yes.
And Newfoundland with the beautiful white and red and gray on there, but they have the yellow.
Yeah.
So, because every now and then I look at the screen and I see red, I say, oh, there's Newfoundland. No, that's BC.
Yeah.
So yellow is Newfoundland, and they've got shot rock, and it's pretty well hidden in there, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, they're putting another guard on that. With the movement,
They might be able to.
they might be able to get in on the other side.
Yeah.
That's what BC tried, and I think he's a little worried of a run back on the yellow into the red rocks. Not a lot can go wrong in that shot. So I think he's going to try and tackle, but he's just can't do it. I mean, he can go a little bit more offensive on this play, possibly try and that really went over on him, so that rock is still exposed. So BC has a choice to make. They can either try and come around with the just through, or try to run back the yellow rock into the red situation. That's a good play. Not a lot can go wrong in this shot. The way the rocks are staggered in the house, if they drive it into the top red, it doesn't really change the situation, and it wicks off. And if they have to put it into the second shot, all they can do is hit it on the outside, so it should move on towards the shot stone.
A lot of thought process. I had worked with Joe the other night, and there was a situation, and Joe just rattled off about a half a dozen things and results. And I go, he said, well, that's what people are thinking about. That's what you're thinking about down there.
Yeah,
risk reward and
all the time.
And what's it going to leave the other guy, right?
Yeah.
The other team.
Yeah, I think he feels that there's no chance of actually making the draw, so I think he shut that guy off. This year, if made, Lauren's going to have a really tough time. Looks like he might be a little tight on this. Oh, no, made the shot. Look at that.
Look at.
Now, seeing a bowl full of
wow.
cherries. Bowl full of cherries down there.
What a great shot.
And that's what Lauren was trying to block. Truly was trying to block. His guard just overcurled. Now he has no choice but to go to the other side of the sheet and try and come in on that side. So don't think the players at this aren't. There's not some great curlers out here, folks.
And the nice thing with this BC team, and we'll go through the scores here for both teams throughout the broadcast, but they've been a very quiet 4-0.
Yes.
Right, you know, people have been looking at Manitoba and Saskatchewan and whatnot doing their thing, and BC's just been going along, you know, just winning, winning games. They have great fans. Well, that's probably the reason. The fans put tremendous pressure on. So now we know the reason.
So you can see the guys are all over Lawrence Rock here. They really have to go to get it by that top yellow. I don't think it is. We'll see what kind of roll they get off of that. So
look at that.
Still a steal of 4.
What a great way to start off a morning draw, and what a tough way for the boys in the Rock to start off, where we thought that was pretty well buried in there, it looked like, unless, like you said, unless there was a great shot, and there was.
Yeah, there is a, when we say about risk reward, the way the Rocks are set up in the house, anything near the nose would have been the type of result we saw, and of course Corey made it perfectly. He couldn't have made it any better.
And just going through earlier scores, British Columbia started off their event. Just want to read my handwriting here. BC defeated Northern Ontario, close game, 6-4. Came back later on Tuesday, won 9-6 over the Territories. And then they defeated New Brunswick 7-2. And Ontario 7-5.
Okay, so
right? So just, you know, winning the games, you know, like a couple games, like you said, against Ontario and Northern Ontario, a couple points there. But they just have been in Northern Stories 9-6. You know, not a blowout by any means. Winning by 3, but making shots like that. And boy, if you can put up 4, it just takes the pressure right off that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right?
Then half shots become good. You see now, TBC is trying to draw the play into the house. That 4-under counts really, really big. So they're trying to draw the play into the house. And you see Newfoundland trying to corner guard, trying to apply a little pressure, a little offense. They'd like to get a deuce, crank it back into this. And, but that was, Corey made a great run back on that last shot for BC. That could have been our TSN turning point.
Yeah, right there.
So with the 2 Rocks situated like there in the house, we see that Lawrence decided that doesn't quite like that setup, but he's going to make a play at the top rock.
Watch out!
What they want to do here is really they want to shoot. The house is very lively, so you're going to see Rocks are going to spring off other Rocks here. That helped Corey on that back double.
Earlier scores for Newfoundland. They started off at the tournament, the championship, with a 12-4 win over Nunavik. Lost a tough one, 6-5 to New Brunswick. The last shot, the draw came up a little light, and that was there was a discussion there where they were the only 2 teams on the ice, and all the other players had left. The ice got a little more cool. I guess it wasn't sliding as it had earlier, and they did take that into account. And the rock was short, even out the house for a final shot.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. Lost 7-3 to Northern Ontario, and then against a very, very tough and talented Saskatchewan team, they lost 11-2. But they could have easily been 2-2 here in the structure too.
But even in that game against Northern Ontario, we saw a very entertaining game to the first 4 ends, and the poor guys from Newfoundland stepped on a banana peel and then gave up another 4-under in that one. So that just changed the game around entirely. So you see Lauren using his corner guard. He's coming around deep, and just as long as he doesn't play, he doesn't mind. Like like to be a little shorter on that because it gives a lot of room for BC to come in. But now they're playing for the corner guard, and BC has decided it's time to get rid of that corner guard. Good thing for Newfoundland is the BC Rocket Nurses are very high, and they can use that as a guard for the house too. So I would be surprised if they just decide to come around with how they goes.
And we've got these teams both play again today. At 4 p.m., Newfoundland will be taking on Ontario, and that will be on sheet 1. And this could be a prelude to a gold medal game, not counting my chickens before they hatch. But BC is taking on Saskatchewan at 4 p.m. on sheet 5, and that will be a featured game. So BC taking on Saskatchewan, that could be for first place in the pool. If things continue, anything can happen in the world of curling.
Oh, yeah.
But that could potentially be, first place could be on the line there later today.
Yeah,
and that'd be a fun one to definitely watch.
And as far as the gold medal thing goes, there's a few teams out there, Manitoba.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be good.
They're going to have something to say about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's lots of great curling to go. This is the big day today. With the round robin finishing tonight at 9 o'clock. And all will become clear at 9 o'clock.
As we said, the tiebreak goes at 8:30. Quarterfinals tomorrow at 1:30. Championship semis at 6:30 tomorrow evening. And 9 a.m. on Saturday, that's 9 a.m. Atlantic on Saturday for bronze and gold medal games, men's and women.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of great curling.
With all this running at Atlantic time, of course, that's anybody that wants to watch is going to have to get up good and early.
Yeah, so if there's any folks watching from BC, God love you.
Yeah. So when on the BC play on the Newfoundland Rock, they got a little bit around that one, the top 12, they went out. So Lauren's strategy worked there. So gives Team Newfoundland a chance to lay 3. Lots of end left though. So, and we see what Cody can do. So.
It's interesting, the strategy, right? You get up, okay, let's keep it clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you've seen, Larry Flanagan was in the booth with me last night, and Larry and I go back, a lot of years, volleyball battles and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was like 7 or 8 rocks, and it's just, well, there's quite a clutter of rocks. And Larry goes, clutter? Well, yeah, well, look at all of them. He says, what's a clutter? I said, well, not as big as a whack of rocks. And he laughed. He goes, okay, there, you got some new terminology going. I said, well, that's all I could think about. I said, look, it was just like clutter down there. It was like rocks everywhere. How are you going to get in at them?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it happens, believe me.
It happens.
So BC's trying to get a roll. Lawrence should get over and sweep that and get it off his own. He might be able to get it right out of play. And
I'm not doing my job here.
oh yeah, he's on the wheel. Sleep at the wheel, we call that. That little mouse button gives us both ends of the sheet, so that's okay. It's,
and
again, early in the morning.
Yeah,
so
we have screens up here, but it controls the screens downstairs where a lot of the supporters are too. And if we don't flick the screen, because we're so immersed in the game here, we've got a great vantage point here above the sheets. Sometimes we forget, Joe.
And it gives everybody a great view to see what's counting and what's not. So you're going to see BC, or Newfoundland rather, just try and bring something down in front of the BC rock. Of course, if they happen to just touch it back a hair, it would be excellent for them because they may be counting 3. But even if it's not, anything in the play here is going to be great for. I think I would have kept right on that because if they do give it a little touch, let's take another look here. Oh boy, I think they are counting 3. So what a lovely shot by
and this is
Neil.
This is a key end for Newfoundland.
Yes.
To get back in this game.
Absolutely.
Like I said, even if they can get a deuce.
Yes.
Hey, we're back in this now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we've talked.
And you need a little luck. Sometimes you may need to steal one or something, or live in the other team to one, but you're back in it. You can't afford to have one stolen on you. And boy, if they can get 3, well.
We've talked about this earlier. Small victories, and anytime you have the hammer, you're looking for 2. Anything above that's a bonus. I mean, that was a big steal for BC, but just one little miscarriage, rock over curl by about 6 inches, and there you go.
You can give it, and it can be taken away.
Yeah. So we're going to see Cody try to make the double here. He's going to try to slash off the top of theirs. Definitely a man that can zip one down there. And you see them off and on it, so it must be close. Must be close. And there you go. Well, look at jammed on the back one.
Yeah.
And so once again, Newfoundland has a great chance to spread the house. He'd like to get that over as far as he could, and even up a little higher if he had something up in the. I know he's indicating to the back, but something up on the top of the 12 would be nice. Now we're thinking about going back to the middle. They only anything in the middle of those 2 rocks. You got to watch. It's gonna be hard not to give a double up somewhere in the house, especially the way Cody can play. I think for myself, I would be trying to draw just out to the 12 foot on that side. So they're deciding to go dead in there. So they almost want to do this. But foot to the left of the side. If they can make it level with the don't want to give up 4. You're going to see them definitely trying to play a double here somewhere, and the boys are marching along. Warren for sure is trying to make sure he keeps us in deep in the house. Decided. Yeah. So what you're seeing there is no triple, but definitely a double. Yeah, high on the right-hand side would have been a really nice play. Could have played over in front of that red rock again. Maybe even use it for backing, but it would have been a really nice play, and I think that would have been the best shot of the 3. Still, the double has to be made, right? It's one thing to say there's a double there. Corey did at the last end, but.
He seems to be locked in.
Yeah, I think he likes to throw those BBs, that's for sure.
I think he has got comfortable with the time adjustment.
Yeah.
Coming from west to east.
Yes, 5 hours for us, yes. So they're trying that directional sweep, and then the rock is coming up, and I think they're just going to see the 1. So now that leaves a long.
Now for 3. We're back in it.
Yeah, well, now, has to be made, yeah. It has to be made. You won't see the weight that Corey just threw. And,
no.
And with the movement getting on the ice, and seeing with that weight, there's still a lot of movement out there. So Lauren won't be able to play this too gently. He'll have to keep his weight up some. But you're right, if Lauren can pull this off, it's game on again.
Well, and you know, if you got to give a 4, it's better to give it in the first inning because it gives you a little bit of time to come back. Because with 8 ends, you can run a lot of ends real quick.
I think the boys got to jump this. I think you're going to see some movement here because Corey's moved like crazy.
Yeah, look at that. It's coming.
Coming big time. They do have a catcher on the outside, so anywhere near the nose or on the outside edge is fine. So look at that. Lauren Henderson right back with that.
Way to go, the boys from the Rock.
Yeah, big 3. So
keep our viewership on the
keep us away too. Game on, folks.
That was good. Good comeback.
Yeah, they got a little break into the end on first base rocks with a tick on that front BC rock and missing the back rock, but that's the movement we're getting out here.
And the BC boys started to get together. Okay, what just happened there?
Yeah.
We were keeping it clean. We thought that was a good idea. And then all of a sudden we got into a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah.
But boy, kudos to the Newfoundland squad to get back in here.
Yeah, we were saying, you know, how if they had scored a deuce would have been great, but
Yeah.
that bonus point 3 is really something. And you look up and you see 4-3. You're wondering if it's not the 4th and 5th then, but here we are in the 2nd end, 4-3.
And going around the horn here, we have Yukon and Quebec. As Joe said, these are all men's games this morning. The ladies will be taking these sheets at 12:30. Yukon and Quebec. Quebec's up 1-0. We have Northern Ontario up 1-0 over Northwest Territories. Ontario's up 1-0 over Saskatchewan. Manitoba and Nunavik. They're just posting the score for the 2nd end. That was a blank end. So
No, one. So
one, yeah. So 3-0 Manitoba and Nunavik, and Alberta PEI. Alberta's 2-0 in that game. So, and we've got a barn burner now, 4-3.
We do. Newfoundland has put the first rock in. BC's moved it, so looks like the boys have decided, okay, all those rocks in play, they need a breath, so they're going to go right to play it into the house. It's going to play an open end here.
And for all the folks tuning in from the BC area and maybe even in some warmer climates, they're tuning in. Just to let you know where Miramichi is in New Brunswick. It's in the northeast quadrant of the province. An hour and 15 minutes north of Moncton.
Yeah.
If that helps a bit, folks. We're close to everything, and on next to the beautiful Miramichi River. This is a community of about 18,000 people in the Miramichi area. Lots of outstanding festivals in the summertime, great fishing derbies.
Yes.
And you want good hospitality.
Yeah, the river's always been known for its salmon fishing, but the bass are coming in droves in the spring, and you can almost walk in the water out there. I've seen people go out and catch with bass up to 50 fish in a day, so it's just something unreal to see. And gaining in popularity, so I have a...
It's a huge contest, and I believe the bass event is like towards the end of May.
Yeah, it's and I have a friend who actually leaves his boat. He's from Moncton. He leaves his boat in my driveway, and so he doesn't have to haul it back and forth. It comes up 3 or 4 times. This past year was nice. The year before last, it was pretty cool. I wouldn't want to be putting my bottom on the seat.
Your ottoman. That's a good one. Yeah, so that goes the end of May. The Miramichi has a rock and roll festival, Canada Day weekend, the end of June, 1st of July. And then there's, of course, Canada's Irish Festival on the Miramichi, that's the 3rd week of July. And then another big event, the Miramichi Scottish Festival, is August, towards the end of August, before the weekend before the long weekend.
We have a folk song festival that runs too on the 1st of August.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And that's 61 years going, and I didn't think I would care for that sort of thing as a young lad, but in the last few years I've gone, and boy, you're just astounded at the talent that's on the river. In November, we have a thing in the golf course. Probably about 40 local bands that go and play at 3 different venues at the golf course, and it's to raise funds for musical instruments in the schools, the Walter McDonald Memorial, and you're just astounded by the amount of talent and local artisans that are on the river. So
just check the calendar.
Yeah.
Check the City of Miramichi's website if you're thinking. And the nice thing is about this part, you're not that far from everything. Like I said, an hour and 15 to Moncton. You're about 2.5 hours to St. John, PEI, Prince Edward Island.
A couple hours from Fredericton.
Yeah.
And And this time of year, we seem to be, I always call it kind of the snow belt, so people notice that they're getting less and less snow in more southern regions of the Maritimes, but we don't.
It's been sent north.
We don't seem to have any lack of it here, I can tell you.
So if you have a sled,
yeah.
it's good doing trails and everything up in snowshoeing, cross-country skiing.
Yeah, we had a different winter last year. We had a lot of snow late. I know those guys bringing their sleds up down in those areas well into the second week of April.
Yeah,
so,
because we had nothing along the way of funding.
Yeah, we didn't have a little snow on the ground probably at the end of November. It just ran right through. So my brother went away for 3 weeks and he came back and he couldn't see my house, so he made a few comments about that. And,
nice shot there.
Yeah, again, it's a bit of an open end. BC does have that outside counter, so a chance to get a deuce back. Yeah, it's tucked in behind the corner guard quite nicely for BC. Still, the rock here is in the back of the house, so BC's going to try and hit this on the nose or get a little too much to the side of the sheet. They'd like to pass that just a touch. They don't want to roll towards the snow on the other side. Fairly level, so there's no double red.
Good shot.
Yeah, they got a
roll.
Couple of turns the other way. Still lots of house to roll into. So it made a lovely takeout. Nice controlled weight. Didn't overthrow the stone. And Newfoundland has no choice. Lawrence going to ask Neil Power to try and probably roll back a bit.
Shout out has to go out to the sponsors that help make this event like this possible. The City of Miramichi, Province of New Brunswick, Curling NB, Pizza Delight, Subway, Tim Hortons, Jet Ice, Towns Auto, who supplied the vans to get the teams around to and from the hotel, and any place else they might need to go, like maybe to a good shoe store in the area.
Absolutely. But yeah, they've got van drivers. They're going morning, noon, and night. So just a cavalcade of volunteers who are doing myriad of things for all our visitors.
Well, how many volunteers? You got over 100, 120 volunteers, as Sean was saying.
Close to around the 120, 130. There's quite a few people involved in putting on an event like this. And they have, Sean will tell you more after the next day, after the break. We've had events going on for the curlers and entertainment. Great setup here. We have a little side area where seats are set up, and they had trivia night last night. I guess it was well attended. Tonight we have a comedian from St. John,
James Bollinger.
Yeah, from England. I've seen him at the Hubcap
Comedy Festival. We all know James.
Yeah, very entertaining guy. So So BC's gone around the corner on the other side now. They have a chance to split the house with the rollout, and Lauren's going to get a little aggressive here, and he's going to try and put a little pipes in this one right around and put it right on top of the BC stone. So an aggressive call. He realizes that the deuce is definitely in the cards, and it would be tough enough to hit this stone. So a good call. It's in the back of the house, and if he can wrap one around there and put it on the face of that stone, it'll eliminate the counter on the other side too. See the guys just dusting together. It's got a new set.
I always get concerned when I don't see any brushes.
Yeah, I said that. We've talked about that a little bit. In this game, you love to see the brushes down, and when the brushes aren't down, oh, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So they got a nice 3 in the end before, and now they're giving up.
There's 2
right back.
Yeah. 2 sitting so far.
Yeah.
And Joe was talking about the setup here. We have 6 sheets of ice. Obviously, there's 28 teams competing this weekend. And right attached to all part of this complex is the information center for the city of Miramichi. So when you walk into the facility, first you have a beautiful large foyer lobby area that's used for the tourists in the summertime, but it makes a great venue spot to hosting different events. And like you said, there's entertainment tonight out there where the information table is. They have a bar set up, and then you come over to the curling complex. So it's nice to have those extra space
absolutely.
to host, because up here where we're at is the conference area where there's a banquet area, there's a restaurant, kitchen area, and whatnot. So it's good to have those multiple spots where you can do everything right in one spot.
Yes.
And that's what makes it really nice to keep the fans and the teams all together.
Yes.
So
fairly new facility. It was built in 2006, and really the curling surface, curling area is the icing right there is just excellent for the curlers to play on. So it's a great facility. We're trying to keep these folks entertained, and they are being entertained. Enjoying what's going on. Now with BC Lane 3, Lauren is
last shot.
Has decided that all he's got is a chance to put something down on top of the red stones on the right.
And we get the brushes being involved here, Joe.
The brushes are down, yeah. I would have bet that you wouldn't see them long in this. He just wants to be to it. He doesn't want to come off it. And the boys are trying to keep it on the high side. And great shot by
Nice
Lauren.
shot.
Whether he's, he didn't want to get any of that movement, so. But the boys did have to keep it on the inside of the stone, so that's giving Corey a chance to
He's really tight. I mean, he's so close to see whose shot is there. But when in doubt, assume that it's
Well, you know for sure Corey's going to play this. If he hits half a rock, he's probably going to get a deuce, and we always talk about that lovely deuce. So it'd be really hard for him to save both shooter and the two rocks in behind. So they're talking it over. I think the boys might have got off that a little bit. It wouldn't have been so bad if they had a additional second shot, but tighter to the red stone. It's giving BC this chance to try and knock this out, roll in the center. If they decided that they probably shot rock, and they're just going to try and draw for a deuce here. Sometimes you got to think about, okay, we've started the end hoping to get a 2, and if we get the 2, we're satisfied with that. They're looking straight down at it. The overhead, it looks close. So, we'll see how close it is, whether the guys decide they want to put a stick on this once they've thrown this draw. He's just throwing a draw to the side, so probably feels fairly confident with his draw weight. See the boys working around pretty hard right now. So we know BC scored for sure, and they're taking a little look at that.
When in doubt, have a measurement. No, I guess they.
Yeah, I thought you wouldn't have seen make that call of the draw if they weren't sure that they were number 1. And I think they figured that, okay, if we play the takeout, we're going to lose one of our back rocks, and we're not going to keep the shooter anyway. So the draw in that case would be the much easier of the two plays. So again, 6-3 now, and well played end. Newfoundland a little unfortunate when they chipped one over, rolled in behind the corner guard. So now we see
Well, Newfoundland just has to score 3 again.
Yeah,
Joe, that's all.
Yeah. You're going to see BC trying to play into the rings again. They know that Newfoundland really wants to play with rocks and play a well-executed 2 nights ago, and they took advantage of what was given to them. They weren't given a lot, but they took advantage of it.
Easy, guys.
And I know the Newfoundland, would they be happy if they could get a deuce again to get it back to single? No question.
Absolutely. At the start of every end with the hammer, deuce is the option. And that's what they're looking for. Deuce would, like you say, nice little victory. They're playing a 4-0 team. They want to keep it tight, give themselves a chance. So you see the rocket at the forefoot, and of course the corner guard. And with the 4-rock rule, can't be touched, so you have a rocket play.
And Joe was talking earlier about where we have the 6 sheets here and the performance of the ice. Chris Tapley is the Iceman he's from Fredericton. Chris has a great resume. He's been to national events looking after the ice surfaces. He's attended international events which he was on the crew getting the ice ready there. So he's come up here. They have a great staff here at the Miramichi Curling Club, and we've hosted different events, provincial championships here in the past. And Chris has come up and just give his nuggets of wisdom and to share with the staff. So the facility and the quality of the sheets from 1 to 6 is consistent. I know that I see they've got the temperature gauges down on ice level to make sure everything is good for everybody. And like I had talked earlier, the challenge that comes with the teams occasionally is when we have the teams going extra ends and everyone leaves except for 2 teams that are on it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can notice a little change in the.
Mostly we find when you get that temperature up, it actually gets a little quicker.
Okay.
And where curling is such a game of concentration, guys realize that it is a little quicker. So that's where you see people come up a little light. They can't help it. All of a sudden, all these warm bodies leave the cold facility and get a little temperature drop. And that's why we find here in the mornings draws, the ice shed's cooler, and we actually get a little, usually the morning draws are a little quicker than any of the other draws through the day. So now we see Lauren has decided it's time to try and put something around on top of the shot stone. And anything that he puts in play on this is going to have to be dealt with, and lots of ways to play offense in this game. There's corner guards and center guards to come around, and then there's the freezes. And freeze is a tough shot, not just the weight of the shot, but the line. And really don't want to be out in front, but anything in play. Corner frozen on that, so that has to be dealt with. And it's be hard for BC to take that out and kill the shooter and leave the shooter. I would be very tempted just to hit that right in the nose and spill both those top 2 rocks off. And they decided to go with the guard. They wanted the guard to be probably on the right side of the center line a little bit. And is still behind the tee, so we're going to have an entertaining end here. We're definitely going to see rocks in play.
Clutter?
A clutter, yeah. Yeah, rocks in play always makes it a little more entertaining. I don't think that shot's going to change Lauren's outlook on things at all. He's got everything well guarded, and if he can wrap one around, then he's got a solid first stone. He's talking a little bit about what their options are. We're going to have a little discussion here. Neil's coming down to talk to Lauren, and because there's always options. There's always options. If they make a play on this, they're going to have to hit it fairly solid. They're still going to leave something out in front. There's a chance to remove 3 stones here. And you can go on the offense here and wrap one around that top guard, but you definitely would have to be shot on this throw. If you're going to come around, got to be shot. Opening it up, either shot's good. It's one of those things that either call it, whatever you're comfortable with is fine. You know what you wanted to do. looks like we're going to see a play made in the guard.
Going around the horn here, Alberta is up 5-0 over Prince Edward Island. Manitoba's up 5-0 over Nunavik. Northern Ontario 2-1 over Northwest Territories. All tied up, Ontario and Saskatchewan at 2s. And then in our number 1 sheet is Yukon and Quebec.
We're just waiting for the guys to take a little step here. It's 2-2. 3. No. Let's see if he'll move his arm for us there. Yeah, 2-2, all tied up with Quebec with the hammer.
Just peeled off that top one.
Yeah, they peeled the top guard, missed the run back. You're going to see, I think BC try to get a guard over. It'd be nice to get one just a little bit more to the right there. Either that or come right in on top of their own. I think I probably favor that because it's in the back of the forefoot.
They're working hard at this across the hog line.
Yeah, it looks like the call was to block off this side of the sheet. Still come around there and get shot rock out of it. And so he's going to try and cross his own here. It's kind of a nice play. If he can hit half his yellow rock and not throw a lot of weight, he might be able to just kill the top red and play 2 and 3. Other shot is just to hit the red and roll to the left and lay 2 and 3.
It's great that you folks could tune in this morning and support your club members, your friends, family members.
Yes.
If you can't be here, I know we have some supporters here with these two teams. Their next action, Newfoundland will be taking on Ontario at 4 p.m. and that will be on sheet 1. And then on our other feature sheet, on sheet 5, BC will be back on prime time against Saskatchewan, and they play at 4 p.m. This afternoon. So that'll finish up their round robin portion, and it'll give us the indication on where everyone is sitting.
Yeah,
on the men's side.
Yeah, the muddy waters will be clear by then.
Yeah,
for sure.
so we'll before our 7:30 back on the air time, we'll be able to let the folks know what's happening in the world. And also, you can check out the website at Curling Canada, the Travelers Championships, to check out all the information on the schedule and standings.
So we just saw Neil make a lovely cross zone rock, chip the red rock over, expose shot rock, and BC is laying 1 and 4, but Newfoundland's laying 2 and 3. So keeping the pressure on in this end. Glory has decided that he'd like to come in and wrap around that top rock, a little deeper maybe than they want to. So now they're at the back of the rings. Definitely not what they wanted to be. You're going to see.
Want to be up in that pro side.
Yeah.
It's like golfing and putting. You know, if you're going to miss a putt, you want to miss on the top side there.
Yeah.
At least you gave the ball a chance to fall into the hole.
Yeah.
If you're up and you fall off short, then that's the amateur side.
Yeah, that's what they say. But I always say the only good putt's the one that drops in the bottom of the cup, right? And
however it gets there.
Yeah, I've seen guys,
the only problem is, on the pro side, if you miss it, you seem to go way by.
Yeah. Well, to that end, too, I say if you're 35 feet away and you leave it 2 inches short and someone says, nice putt, I kind of just shake my head.
You have that attitude.
Yeah, the nice putts. Pretty easy to 2-putt from there, right? Yeah. So,
nice shot here.
Yeah.
Taps that one back.
Yeah, Neil was really hoping to get a little rub and roll into the front of the other red. Left that option for the BC team, and that's they get that roll inside might need a little yellow dynamite to get at anything.
Yeah.
So, and
Neil's got the hat off too now.
Yeah, he's getting down to business.
He's getting down to business. Hat's coming off, folks.
Yeah. Shot still has to be made, but so
first shot for Skip Stone here in the fourth end already, Joe.
Yeah.
It just seems like we just sat down here.
Yeah, and the BC team, the third, Cody Tanaka, he throws the skip rocks for Vic, and this sort of thing, it's whatever works for you. So the guys are working this really hard because they don't want to cross it too hard. Lovely rock, a little roll. You rolled out to the open on the other side, and you can actually make a play on that if you have to later on. But they've decided, and this is a really good call too, because with the setup of the house, you have a backing. If you get something, shot rock, show a little piece of it up in the top, might entice a play on it to BC, and they might make a shot for you. But pretty experienced team by BC too. So. And the definitely game on.
Okay, I was just going to say that. That's good. We're connecting here, Joe.
You can see the amount of ice that Lauren's taking. We're finding here that if you throw a little slower handle, and Lauren doesn't throw quite the rotation Corey does, he's going to get a lot more curl. Boys are really working this. They have to get it in deep.
Working hard.
Yeah, they're working hard. They got to get it by that top yellow, and they are by.
Good.
Yeah, and a little deeper maybe than they wanted, but would have been all for naught if it hadn't cleared the guard.
And I have a feeling, I'm just throwing this out there, Joe, I have a feeling we're going to see the same shot again.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Cody's out. His broom is probably inside of Lawrence by about 6 inches or so, maybe a foot. Lauren was out to 12 foot with his broom. And a little rotation Cody throws makes the rock on this sheet just travel that a little bit straighter. So, great path. The guys know, once they know it's a good line, they can jump on it all day.
Giving it now.
All kinds of great movement here.
Give her.
Yeah, give her on the river. And a great stone by Cody. Look at if you had let him walk that down and put it there, he couldn't set it in there any nicer. But there's still a nice chunk of the umbrella left for Lauren, so he's going to have to do what he just did again and go from there. So that deuce is probably out of the picture for sure. Watching it, but it starts to move down. And once it starts to go, you almost have to catch it before it starts to curl, because once that curl takes
at that, that's biting in.
She just digs and goes, and that's what we've seen on Lauren's, a little slower handle on Lauren's, and he had the weight definitely with the tap and spread, but point stolen for BC, so now we have a 7-3 after a 4.
So we're going to take a short break here and find the chairman of this event and get an interview with him, and we'll be back for more exciting action here from the 2018 Curler Travelers Club Championship from Miramichi, New Brunswick.
Okay, Lee. Yep. Hard.
The battle is within ourselves, to improve, to advance. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. Curling is what the world needs right now. Connection to one another. One team, one community. Curling is more than a sport. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, a movement, a belief in self, in kindness, in good health, and in good fun. Supported by a passionate community steeped in tradition and united in pride. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Thank you for giving generously. Curling teaches as much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead, rock. These are the words of our sport, words we embody, powerful words, words that speak to everything we represent: respect, togetherness, strength. Our games begin with a handshake and a kind word. We congratulate our opponents when they make a good shot. We remain silent when they falter. We even call our own fouls. When we win, we celebrate with modesty, with humility. We own our mistakes. When defeated, we concede without shame. Win or lose, we hug with abandon, because we genuinely care about our fellow athletes. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. The path to victory isn't always smooth. We use friction as an advantage and adversity as an opportunity. The battle is within ourselves, to improve, to advance. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. Curling is what the world needs right now. Connection to one another. One team, one community. Curling is more than a sport. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, a movement, a belief in self, in kindness, in good health, and in good fun. Supported by a passionate community steeped in tradition and united in pride. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Thank you for giving generously. Curling teaches as much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead, rock. These are the words of our sport, words we embody, powerful words, words that speak to everything we represent: respect, togetherness, strength. Our games begin with a handshake and a kind word. We congratulate our opponents when they make a good shot. We remain silent when they falter. We even call our own fouls. When we win, we celebrate with modesty, with humility. We own our mistakes. When defeated, we concede without shame. Win or lose, we hug with abandon, because we genuinely care about our fellow athletes. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. The path to victory isn't always smooth. We use friction as an advantage and adversity as an opportunity. The battle is within ourselves, to improve, to advance. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. Curling is what the world needs right now. Connection to one another. One team, one community. Curling is more than a sport. It's a lifestyle, a philosophy, a movement, a belief in self, in kindness, in good health, and in good fun. Supported by a passionate community steeped in tradition and united in pride.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2018 Travelers Club Championships from Miramichi, New Brunswick. We're at the Miramichi Curling Club. My name is Keith Rains, and in our feature game, BC and Newfoundland. BC got off to a great start, four in the first, but Newfoundland fought back gamely and picked up 3 in the second to make it 4-3, and then BC with the hammer scored 2, and then they stole 1 in the fourth to give us our 7-3 score that we have currently. Going around the horn here is Alberta is up 7-0 over PEI. Manitoba is up 5-1 over Nunavik. We have a 2-2 game with Northern Ontario and the Northwest Territories. They're tied at 2. Ontario and Saskatchewan, a good game going there. 3-2 for Saskatchewan over Ontario. Saskatchewan currently undefeated. And then in our last game is Northwest Territories and Quebec. And another tight game there, 2-2, as they're finishing up. And I have Joe. Joe has made it back. Our Sean Ingersoll is MIA in action. Sean is the chairman, and he was going to pop up. Did you see him in your travels, Joe?
No, I did take a little look, and I asked the boys if they saw Sean around, but he's been putting out fires around here.
Yeah, he's a fireman this week.
Yeah, and so I know how busy he is, but if we see him coming back up, we'll hook him over before the game's out.
So I just gave the folks at home a quick update on how we got to 7-3 and then all the scores of all the other games. So we're back at it here. Newfoundland definitely has a hammer, and critical for them if they can get definitely a deuce or more this time. Yeah, and it's tough to do against this very talented, just a solid team from BC.
Yeah, they made excellent shot last end. It looked like Newfoundland had a chance at a pair, but they just were relentless coming around that center guard, and Newfoundland chipped the guard coming in, so that just shows you how quickly it can change. And, now that they're through the lead stones, they're allowed to take out the guards that Newfoundland had put up. And make sure that they draw all the play into the rings. Successful peel by the BC second stone Trevor, and Lauren's going to try and do that again. Maybe get a little closer to the rings with the 2 rocks in play behind. It has to left and right by those, so he's just trying any way he can to make some offense. He knows the way the rocks are in the house, that if he freezes on second stone on the inside of it, there's no way BC can get it out. So that would be another way to try and get a rock in play, because they definitely need to do this. Two of the top teams in one of the other pools, Saskatchewan, in this pool actually, tied for the lead, and then in third place Ontario in the next sheets having a burn 3-2 after the fourth end break, with Ontario with the hammer back. So.
And if we have folks just tuning in, because I know it's early out in the BC, BC is currently 4-0 record with Saskatchewan 3-1, Ontario, New Brunswick's 2-3, Northern Ontario 1-3, along with Newfoundland at 1-3, and Northwest Territories 0-5, and this is in Pool B. Pool A, Manitoba is undefeated at 4-0, Nova Scotia 4-1, and then we have 3 teams at 2-2: Quebec, Alberta, and Prince Edward Island. So a huge day, Joe, for those teams there, as the top 3 teams will move on in each pool. First place team gets a bye to semis, second and third crossover to quarters. Yukon is 1-3, and Nunavik is 0-5. So, and both of these teams have games remaining this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Lots of big implications on the 4 o'clock game too, because we see that Nova Scotia is 4-1. It's going to be plenty. Manitoba was 4-0 at the time, and looks like they're maybe 5-0 because they're up 5-1 on the team from Nunavut. So that game there is going to be for first place in that pool. And then we have BC and Saskatchewan walking horns this afternoon too. So you're going to see first place decided in these pools later on. A lot of work has to do with Saskatchewan and Ontario. Ontario has to go through in this one, then you're going to see 3 teams right in there and make it a little harder for the other teams to get into those top 3 positions.
There's a shot coming here. They're trying to pick out that Newfoundland. They do, but they lose one of their own.
They don't mind that,
yeah.
And they've gotten a little bit more separation on the rocks. It makes it a little harder for Team Newfoundland to try and get something into play. And they're just trying to decide which rock to freeze on. And if they can get this here, so long as it's on the inside of the rock, if they can get it down on it and on the inside of the rock, they don't want to cross the rock in the house. Again, it makes it hard for BC to take out, because when you hit it, it'll be jamming towards the other red stone. Probably playing this turn and this shot because they just played it. They know the ice a little better. So Neil's rock is on the way. Guys are on top of it. Really trying to hold the line there. Looks a little long, but they don't want to cross the rock because it's just too easy to remove.
Bounce there.
Cross the rock a little bit, but they didn't have any choice to shoot that, because once you cross the rock, it's just too easy to remove, and you're going to see with Cody throwing here, I'm pretty sure you're going to see that rock disappear.
His first rock here in the 5th end, and these are 8 end games. He loves throwing this way.
Oh, yeah, Cody likes throwing the BBs, and he can throw it. He's pretty solid on the stick, and
it's a little roll.
Mission accomplished. They have, you're going to see Newfoundland's going to have to come in and play a shot stop this time. And freeze one in there. Maybe just touch it back a little bit, but not too much. They can push it back 2 or 3 inches and turn into the middle. It will make the rock impossible to move. So once you get that little lead, it makes the shot selection for the leading team much easier, and you're making the team that's trailing make the really tough one. So it's another tough play for Lauren.
So he's like, poor. That is staying out there again. No brooms are on it.
Yeah.
And that is just going to slide by. He's going to pick a bit.
Touch it.
Gets a bit of it.
Yeah. Now on
He
that
is shot.
That was actually, though, he wanted to touch that back just a touch. It's just it didn't quite come up for him enough.
Yeah.
He was looking to cross the face of that, and
Like I said, I always get concerned with there's no sweeping action involved in that, just to help it out a bit, right?
Yeah, and you're not near as concerned as poor Lauren, because when you're sliding along behind that, the
Please.
the boys aren't putting the brushes
Yeah.
down. It's a sad feeling, because you really want to, on those draw shots, you really want to get the brushes in play. So Cody's made his shot,
and they've done their job. They've kept the pressure on Newfoundland here the whole end.
Yeah, they wanted to make them take one.
Yeah, and mission accomplished in that regard.
Yeah. Lauren has no choice now but just to try and throw one down and put it in the 4-foot. Take his one. There are some very close, some good games going on out there, and a few of them guys are struggling a bit. Like I said, though, you will see definitely some barn burners this afternoon. So.
Are you going to be back, buddy? Or you have other responsibilities?
Well, I am.
Look, do you hear this hesitation, folks?
Well, I have the next draw off, and then I'm in for 4 o'clock, and again at 7:30. So.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you in the?
I'll be over here with you at 7:30.
Yay!
Yeah. 4 o'clock, I'm over in sheet 5. So.
Always enjoy having you, Joe. Always enjoy having you in the booth with us, giving your knowledge.
Yeah, so now we pick up a one for Newfoundland. Lauren made his draw, and 7-4. So with 3 ends left, and we're down 3 points. It means you got to go steal, and the boys will go all out this end.
The time is now.
Yeah. There's no point in waiting to look pretty. You got to look pretty right away.
Yeah.
Colonel's type of game, when you do get down, and they were down 4 to the first end. They got a nice 3 back, but then gave up the 2 and the 1. So when you're behind 3 or 4 points, you have to take chances you don't normally want to take, and it makes half shots by the other team good, and full shot, you have to make such tough full shots in your own, so it makes it hard. You'll see the center guard up, and looks like BC's going to try and come right around it. So they're not just trying to run, they're going to keep playing this end, and going to chase after it still, try and keep some pressure on Lauren. I don't think it's going to matter too much where this rock stops. I think you're going to see...
Beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Right on the umbrella.
Yes.
Of course, Travelers Canada, it's better to be under the umbrella.
Yeah.
But for this week, as Joe said, on the umbrella is good. On the umbrella is good.
Yeah. So yeah, Lauren's going to try and get that second guard up. Going to ignore shots down. Do need rocks in play. And, these guards, if they're right in front of the scoring area, the guards will be able to be touched by the opposition. And they really like to wrap this around the first guard and get a little separation of the 2 rocks. They don't want to disturb that first one. Mission accomplished. Lovely throw by David. Just what they wanted. BC's responded and saying, okay, we're going to try and apply pressure back and come right to the button again. I always figured this game is too bad it wasn't a little like Crokinole. If you can cover the button that pure, you should be able to get 2 points and just take it right off. Mark's first rock, he couldn't have walked down put there any nicer. And this one here is mission accomplished. Going to
Look
be
at that.
right on top of it again. And that's what he wanted. He just wanted it up too high. He's fine, but he's fine with that. And Newfoundland's going to just try and come around and tap that back throw. He'd like to see Scott throw one down just about the same weight as Mark's, just move it back off the top of the umbrella like we were talking about, and have build a bit of a wall behind the rock that's throwing right now.
Are you up on the tie break procedures? I'm feeling quiet. All I'm saying is, like, with the tie break, say we have teams tied at like a 3-3 record or something. How does it, just against the tie team first? Is that the first?
Well, in a tie break situation, they would come down to the record between the two teams.
Yes.
And and they would really hope that they would only have to have the one tiebreaker. I've seen events where you had to have two. So that would be kind of a nightmare.
So what constitute? And I'm just throwing this out there for the folks that are just here, not the real keen curlers. But when we get to when we talk about tie-break games, what constitutes the tie-break game? Because I'm thinking if teams are 3-3, well, why don't you just look at the game between them? That should indicate who should.
Yeah, we don't do that in curling.
Okay.
If you're 3-3 or 3-3, okay. And so they just go on the overall record. And if you had three teams tied for a tiebreaker, so if you had three teams tied for first place, they would look at the record between the teams. And if you saw a scenario where each team beat each other to remain at 3-3, at the first of this event, they would have had a draw to the button.
Yes. By
the whole team. Measured all four rocks, and the team with the best record in that would be deemed in first place of those three. And the team with the second record would be in second place. Now, in some events, that will count, and the top two teams in that, because of time limitations, they would play. And in other events, you'd see the two teams that were 2 and 3 play, and they'd play the other team. At this event, I would probably imagine that would be a deciding factor, and the teams that did better in the draw to the button would probably go through.
Okay.
So yeah, this was all done at the very first. They'd done this when they practiced on Monday morning.
Yeah.
And so.
And you go through all those scenarios, so there's no surprises.
Yes.
When we get to today.
Yes. Well.
You definitely want to know where you stand, because even earlier in the week, I was telling a few teams and I said, 3 teams go on. Oh, really? Yeah. I said, now you can check, but I'm under the understanding that top three
teams at each pool.
Three, and they go, oh, okay, and you could just see, because that third spot for some of these teams, they said, listen, we could be top 3.
Yeah.
And like you said, you got the team Manitoba, BC. Saskatchewan, they're going to be in there. Ontario, but boy, that third spot in each pool is a possibility for some teams. So they perked right up.
Yeah. She ain't over till it's over, right?
Here's a shot coming here by. Look, beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, nice double there.
Yeah.
But Newfoundland's got their rock out in front. They're not going to panic. They still have one back button to come around too, and the rocks in the ring actually help them a little bit. And on the other side of the pool, like a pool B with BC 4-0, Saskatchewan 4-0, and 3-1 Ontario, it's going to be hard for the teams below that to get into that. Ontario is playing Saskatchewan. They do play BC later, so there is a possibility for them to go to 3-3, but if they pick up a win there, it eliminates all the teams below them, right? Because the next team in that is New Brunswick at 2-3. So there is a chance in these scenarios for you to get into a tiebreaker with 3 losses, and I do think you may see some tiebreakers if your third place teams are at 3 losses. It's a big game between Ontario and Saskatchewan here, and she'd see Saskatchewan with the hammer. nice little rub and roll there by Scott Henderson. He's sitting shot styling behind that center guard, and he's got some backing.
That was power with the shot.
Oh, sorry, Scott through the last
See,
one.
I got
so,
it. Yeah. See, I got to give a shout out to the boys when they make the good shot here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The family will not be impressed.
And I was more concentrating on just talking about some of the scenarios that we were talking about in the tiebreaker. So I guess I took I skipped a beat there. But it was a pistol. Nice little weighted shot, not overthrown. And you're seeing the straight peel coming up by Vic. And if they can run that back into the situation and clip something off, oh boys, that would have been tough. Two doubles in a row. And you're going to see Team Newfoundland now. They'll be guarding for their life here.
Yeah, Neil has the hat off.
Yeah, down the biz. Like
He's
said,
down the biz.
Down the biz. Hat came off for the final four ends.
His second shot here.
Yeah.
In the sixth end.
Looking just for a straight guard, and they'll want to get that fairly tight to the house, not too tight, but need the rock to come and close off that hole, so they have to let it come over the center line. They don't want to leave a hole for BC to come through, and it's got to cool up a bit more. They need to close that down. That's I don't know if it's shut down or not, but he's going to play it anyway because there's a chance if they can. He's going to peel that and make the guard again. I always figure it's a little easier to steal when you absolutely have to, because you'll guard for your life right down to the last rock, and throw off guards right through the nitty-gritty. So it's looks like another successful peel by Vic. So you're going to see, once again, we're going to see another guy come up for the boys from the rock, and again, they just want to close that hole off between themselves and the BC stone. Don't want to set up a double peel, because then it makes it a little tougher to guard that lone lemon in the rings. And where this shot is, fellas, it's a little tighter than he is, and not much they could do with that. It's going to expose the shot stone a little bit. And if they do peel this out, all you're going to see is them just try and come right around and replace it. So a little tight of his broom that time, and really got a lot of finish on the guard.
Here's Mr. Automatic.
Yeah.
He seems to be making everything.
Yes, he's hotter than a pistol right there. And no surprise at the weight we're seeing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, awesome. I can throw.
Yeah.
He just wants to pick it.
Yeah. And
beautiful shot.
And you're going to see Lauren try and replace that, maybe be a couple inches tighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No surprises there.
Bacon. When you get the fist pump from the sweepers,
something tells me
that's when you know you made it.
Something tells me Cody's played a fair bit of competitive second stone, because that's a second stone special coming out there and throwing those BBs, because he's your cleanup man in the competitive game, the guy that you want to make all the big bangs and rocking across doubles and stuff like that. And he's shown that he has that weight, but he also has a lovely quiet game too. You've seen him make some beautiful come around freezes. The steal in 4 was a lovely freeze, and so he's got the full package right there, I'll tell you.
Full meal deal.
Yes, sir. Yeah. The boys are
shot.
they're watching this one come down. They got to get shot rock out of it. They could have put that right on the face of that. Gave Cody a little bit of a gap, and they could have froze that dead on, because they only started sweeping that when the rock got into the paint. But I think too they were afraid of bumping it, and if they get too deep, then Cody can come down and make another tap like that. So
We're having a discussion here
on
what they want to do.
We saw Cody make a lovely raise run back, and now the guys.
Whoa!
The guys were kind of looking at that, but he's saying no. I think I could just gonna try and rip this. Really, if he hits half a rock, you'll lose Shooter, Yellowstone, and Red Rock behind him should jam back on the other Red Rock, so you'd see them probably score a deuce. And really, all they want to do is send a score.
Yeah. Don't give up any.
Yeah, when you're at this point, you just have to score.
Yeah. So here we are, final shot of the sixth end. BC with the hammer.
No. Boys run it all the way.
Some action. Yeah. He gets minimum 2
He's
there.
Got 2. I can
2
see
for sure.
Here, yeah, it just looks like a deuce. Measure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see.
It's closer, closer than on the overhead, though. I'd still have to say for sure it's Newfoundland. Doesn't look to be.
Well, it looked
close.
like Cody there put the broom down beside just from the width perspective, touching rock to.
Yeah.
And it looked like Newfoundland had the closest one. But
yeah.
They said, well, let's just be sure.
Yeah. You never know in the rings.
Put the umpires to work here.
Yeah.
Are they umpire or referee?
It's an umpire. You notice when we're doing these measures, they always go this way. They always
Clockwise.
Go around the rings the exact same way every time. That's the way the stones are supposed to be measured.
Points.
Points to the points, yeah. So yellow
shot.
rock was third shot.
Yeah.
So it's a 2
2
for Team BC. So we're sitting now at 9-5. And so Lauren's asking the boys, want to keep going, and I guess they do. So we're gonna take it back up the other way.
Well, they've got, like I said, one more game today. Both teams will be playing this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Newfoundland will be taking on Ontario in their final game on sheet 1. And BC will have a big game. First place in implication games. Of course, that all depends on what happens. Saskatchewan's tied up 3-3 with Ontario.
Yeah.
But BC takes on Saskatchewan this afternoon at 4 on sheet 5, our other feature sheet. Here's one of the shots that I do very well, Joe.
Going through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got that one down.
Unfortunately, it doesn't count towards your percentage, right? Your percentage.
Are you one of these analytic guys?
Yeah, well, no, some guys say, oh, I got 4 points in that one. Unfortunately, instead of playing at a 36 points in an 8-inning game, it's 32. So you just, some guys think that adds to their total, but I haven't seen too many of those missed.
Yeah.
In fact, in all the years I've curled, I've never seen one missed.
Quickly around the horn here, we have Alberta is up 7-1 over PEI. Manitoba's up 7-1 over Nunavik. Northern Ontario and Northwest Territories. Northern Ontario is up 5-2. As we said, 3-3 Ontario and Saskatchewan in a big game there. And Yukon and Quebec are battling out on sheet 1, and they're at 2-2. So a couple of tight games still in this draw.
Lovely stone by Yukon. They came around the corner frozen on that one, and they're laying 2 at the back of the 4-foot. We see 2 blank ends. We're not going to see a blank end this end, and so Quebec has to duplicate that shot. Again, we've seen a second throw through for BC, and Ontario's got a center stone up, Newfoundland rather, center stone up, and it looks like they're going to just throw a corner guard out to the side. I believe that's a final that she left. Haven't posted the score. Maybe the winner's score 6. We'll let you know. See the seeing appeal being played by Trevor on the wide stone and a nose hit, so you're going to see...
Trevor put his head down. He didn't want that.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm sorry.
But it's a little more forgiving when you're up 5.
Yes.
Yeah. And you might get a little ribbon. You might have got a look in a tighter game, but
they're not even looking. They're not even looking at. They're not talking to him. They're looking away. He knows.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, a little easier to take when you're up 5.
So, okay, I'll make this one better, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the sheet F, it was a 9-1 for Alberta. They got a decent 6, so they're off to the showers a little early. We just saw a steal of one by Yukon, so they're up on Quebec 3-2. Again, they're going straight back to the peel. Newfoundland made a nice little...
There he is. See, he's back.
Yeah.
They'll talk to him now.
Yeah.
Casey, good shot, guys.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're going to talk to him anyway.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah, you can rib him when you're up 5.
Yeah.
Had it been a tight game, they might have gotten the double eyeballs, but they're still having fun out there, that's for sure.
We have the ladies coming on this afternoon. And I'm just looking across to see if we have any Newfoundland or BC girls playing. BC ladies are playing this night at 7:30 against Alberta. They're on sheet 3. And the Newfoundland ladies are taking on New Brunswick, also at 7:30. And they're on sheet 6. That's the only games today for BC women and the Newfoundland girls. And like I said, the boys are on again at 4. Both teams, BC plays Saskatchewan and Newfoundland plays Ontario. So it could be a little rough go if you got to play 2 games today and then you get into a tiebreaker tomorrow morning, 8:30.
Yeah.
And if you're fortunate enough to win that, then you have to play at 1:30. And if you're fortunate enough to win that, you play at 6:30.
Yeah, but you know what?
Then you go right to bed.
They gladly do it as
in a heartbeat.
As just sit back and here behind the glass and watching. So if you could get through all that, you'd be probably the crowd favorite come Saturday morning. if you could go through a tiebreaker, the semi, and the.
There was a curling Bondsfield, and I was broadcasting the Jimmy Sullivan one down in St. John. There's the St. Andrews Curling Cup. They have that every year. Real good tournament. Teams from Nova Scotia, PEI, come down. Even there's been the odd Quebec team that's come down. A former Briard champion came down.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were telling me there was one of the events they were at that the sponsor was a hot tub company.
Okay.
And they had outside, like they had a little canopy over, and they had the portable hot tubs out there. So after the game, boys could go in the locker room, hop on their shorts on, and jump into the hot tub. And they go, you know what? It was really good. Forget the stretching. Just take 15 minutes in a hot tub with a pop.
Yeah.
And I'm going, hey, because you get some tournaments in the fall, like a kickoff of the fall season or whatnot. That's it. And even like, hey, we've been in hot tubs in the wintertime. Like you're warm enough when you get out of the tub, as long as you can bolt it inside.
Zip in somewhere.
Zip inside,
well,
yeah.
You've been doing the saunas in Finland for years all winter long, right? And then rolling in the snow, so.
Wouldn't that be cool, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, cool, all right.
Yeah.
But what a great promo. And now with the portable hot tubs, you can move them anywhere, the soft ones.
Yeah.
Just a little sound for you. I'll throw that out there, folks.
Yeah.
One of my nuggets is my nugget of the day.
Yeah, we've brother had a hot tub down in Halifax, and spent a few lovely evenings seeing your breath and looking up at the full moon. But
I had icicles on my hair in the back, but I was nice and warm.
Yeah.
But my hair was a little. I go, ooh.
Sitting in there, we'd be sitting in there with a couple of pops.
Life is good.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we have Newfoundland sitting 2.
At back of the rings, you're going to see BC try and come to those. A little tap. Just trying to show us this whole game here. Boys are on this. They got to get it by the front. And,
nice job.
Mission accomplished. Couldn't fit too much there. And mission accomplished for sure. Awfully hard for Team Newfoundland to get inside that, so they're just going to try to come around it the other way. For Newfoundland, they'd like to score at least a deuce here, but I don't think a deuce is going to help too awful much, because that leaves a steal 3 in the 8th, but they're going to give it TRY. They get something around here. They actually need BC to make a shot for you. So
yeah, could you help us out a bit?
Yeah. And except for that second end, we haven't seen BC make any other missteps through the whole game. Coach Trevor would like to have that nose hit back, but besides that, it's been a pretty solid effort by Team BC. Other big game next to us, where we have undefeated Saskatchewan and 3-1 Ontario. Team Saskatchewan made a really nice come around in the front and a tap through on the rock to the top of the button for a deuce. So they're up 5-3 after 6 ends. So
that was a good shot there.
Yeah, it was an excellent stone. So that game's staying really tight. Team Yukon up 3-2 in Quebec, and a really close, well-curled game there.
Final shot here for BC. Here as we're in the 7th end.
Yeah, Lauren made a lovely come around there. He kept it up fairly high in the house, and
it was just staying out there.
Yeah, Cody has no choice but to come and try and come to it. He's a little long in the play, and so Lauren does have a crack at deuce, and he could play this with just a little weight, and if it comes up enough, he might be able to play a double on those two reds. He doesn't. He doesn't have to move them far, just through the 12-foot, and deuce isn't going to help Newfoundland enough. So he figures I've got a chance at a play for 3. I might as well try.
He's telling his sweepers the good news.
Yeah.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do that? Let's. Why not?
Yeah. Well, you're into it now. So yeah. Score dictates the shot. Like I say, once you get down like this, you really have to throw caution to the wind. And so the guys are all over this, trying to use that directional sweeping to get it, hold it, and rack the front, and it's a 1. So we have a 9-5 after 7 ends. And we won't be seeing a full in come back the other way. Chat about what's going on, and trying to make a team decision here, whether you want to carry on or do you want to just. And so we'll see a half an end here anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. It's you're allowed to play until you're actually run completely at the rocks, and once the score becomes such that you can't win, then you have to concede.
Yeah.
Oh no,